What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It is the 25th day of March, and here we are sitting at about $477 with roughly 11 hours and 11 minutes left in the day. We're going to get it right down to about 11 hours, 11 minutes, and 11 seconds right there. Bam. Make a wish. Okay, here we go. Again, shout out to the Dragon Riders. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it, okay? Now, Bitcoin Cash, to me, it's sending me mixed signals, man. And typically, you get mixed signals when you're choppy and sideways. I'm still expecting that we move up. And not just to move up, but here with this kind of pressure built up to this area, I'm thinking we get a breakout, right? Like a breakout move. We take this relative high, put it down to this relative low. The golden ratio zone is right here, 520 to 553. Sorry, 533. Maybe we find resistance there. You've got prior resistance here and prior support here on the price. Prior support back here. Prior resistance even here in this zone. All right here between the golden ratio and the 786 area. Maybe. And that'd be like 540 to 555. No, 540 to 550, I'm sorry. But I would expect that we see some type of a breakout here. Now, it is possible that we do reset a little bit. We come back down here and we continue to consolidate. I mean, we don't have to break out now, but sometime by the end, I mean, the end of the month is right here. I would think by the end of the month, we do see that breakout move come in. This is taking longer than I thought it would, but I think we look like we're in good shape. Now, here's the one thing that has me a little concerned. The daily MACD has been green for quite some time. We're trying to build bullish momentum, but it doesn't seem like we're doing that well. Overall, we're kind of bearish in the MACD. And typically, I mean, you don't really stay green. It's not that you can't stay green forever or for a very long time, but typically you don't stay green too much longer than this. So if we're going to make the move, it's got to happen soon. By the end of the month is pretty soon. So, I mean, that's kind of fair to say there. The stochastics are around the overbought zone, which you typically do your best work when you're in the overbought zone, but if we reject here, that could be problematic. The RSI is at the same levels it rejected before when we were up here, and we dropped like 20% in 1 week. So there are some things that are concerning there. You know, on the flip side, to make it bullish, if we build enough momentum here, we start to really grow, we could cross through the zero. That's really bullish on the daily MACD. The stochastics will get overbought. That's bullish. The RSI could push through this resistance, and then we have this overall W shape, and we could be getting overbought for the first time since July of 2025. All very bullish implications there. I don't know. The anticipation's getting me, though. 1 hour time, or no, the 4 hour time frame is another one. Speaking of the MACD, you've been green for a while, and you actually took a really good situation here. Okay, so you had a cross back above the zero. You found support, you had a false cross, and then you built momentum. That's a really bullish thing on the MACD. Where's the bullish stuff on the price? Like, why aren't we doing bullish things on the price? The stochastics are having a hard time getting overbought. The RSI is having a hard time getting overbought. You've got good things going on. You're not doing good things. Maybe we're just right at the precipice of breaking out. I don't know. But if we do break lower, let's just see what would that look like if we were to break down. Because we could go lower from here and still not break down, right? I mean, we might pull down to 463, find support there, maybe. Here we should have broken out, man, I think. But maybe it doesn't have to be like that. We break out on the next attempt. I would think it's a little bit further away than I'd like to give it a call for. But yeah, if we get below 450, I feel like I remember saying that. If we get below 450, then I would be bearish to prices that are below 432. 403, 420, something around there might be our support area. Yeah. Yep, so don't get below 450. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom back out, okay? Weird volume profile. No volume at all. This is what gives me hope that, these readings might not be the most truth-telling to us and that we might actually see a breakout, and it might happen soon, because typically when your volume dies off, that's whenever you do see these breakout moves come in. The 1 hour RSI is so neutral, it's weird. I mean, kind of bullish, but neutral. Stochastics look a little bit neutral here at the 50, kind of bearish. And the MACD, same thing, man. You bounced off the 0. That's a really good thing. That's a good thing to do in your MACD. You didn't do anything with that, though. No volume came in. And now we're crossing red again. We crossed red before, and we didn't do anything. It doesn't mean that we have to move down. I don't know. 4 hour time frame, MACD. We need some life here. We don't want to cross that red. The stochastics need to get overbought. The RSI needs to get overbought, but we're having a hard time doing both. We're right at the precipice of this, but it's just difficult because we're like 1 hour, maybe 1 day, maybe 1 week away from seeing this. And we're also not that far away from falsifying that. Down here, that would probably falsify it. We could move down. We've got this higher low trend right here. Come on now, hold on. Oh, I didn't mean to remove the indicators. We've got this higher low trend right here. We could move down below this trend line and still find support and still come back and then move higher. So it's really tricky. It's really tricky. I'm going to stick with the bullish note, because when we're seeing these kind of tricky indications in the RSI, or not just the RSI, but the indicators, and we look at the price, we're just moving sideways, doing stuff like this, it kind of makes sense that we're getting difficult readings. So, I mean, maybe the most honest thing is the price, in which case I'm going to go with the fact that we have very low levels of volume, which means we're at a breakout point. We've got a potential Adam and Eve double bottom here. If you don't like the Adam and Eve, then let's just at least call it a double bottom of sorts, right? This whole area could be the low. This little pinprick could be the low, but it's a double bottom of sorts. We've got the higher lows with the flat top and volumes died off. I would think that we're going to break out to the upside just based off of these metrics alone. And when the indicators are reliable or unreliable, like they are now, because we're choppy and sideways, that's our best bet. But again, if I'm wrong, I'm not going to be wrong if we move down $10 from here. I'm not going to be wrong if we move down $15 from here. But if we move below $450, then I'm wrong. And we might expect then that we see lower lows than any of these lows here. If I'm right, this area should be where we go, somewhere up here. And then maybe we consolidate, and then we continue to rally. And the real exciting thing isn't going to be this move. It's going to be the move that takes us above here, because once we get above here, we should have an easy time moving up to $700. But again, this is all a pipe dream if we break below 450. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one, okay? Take care of yourselves. Let's look at the daily real quick. Did we look at the daily indicators? We didn't really look. We looked at the MACD. The stochastics are about to get overbought. The RSI is at a make it or break it kind of point itself. We did look at the daily time frame. I mean, the weekly RSI gives me bullish implications, right? Every time we've been down here. Hold on, let's just look. Actually, I'll use a vertical line here. Let's do that. We were here, we were here, we were here, here, here. What the heck? It gave me, that's so weird. You guys see that? I clicked vertical line. It gave me horizontal lines and then switched vertical. That's so weird, TradingView. It gave me horizontal lines, vertical line, vertical line. That is so weird. TradingView totally glitched out. Relative low point, big move up. Relative low point here. Oh, you had a little move up, 291 up to 444. We're at a relative low point here. That kind of movement would be very much acceptable. Relative low point here, we went from 280 all the way up to 413 right there. And then again, we found our relative low point. I drew this a little bit ahead of schedule, but that relative low right there, that was at about 270, and then we moved up a lot over the months to come. Here we had a relative low point again. I would think so, but time will tell. The MACD is definitely at a relative low, being at this 0 area. Stochastics are oversold, looking like they want to come out of the oversold zone. You're definitely postured on these higher time frames in a good way. We just got to do the good thing. We'll see. If I'm right, this should happen soon. This should happen pretty soon. We'll see. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.